Assalamualaikum dear students. Let's see what do we have in today's video. By looking these all things, what is coming in your mind? Can you imagine, can you suppose, or can you decide what are we going to do today? Yes, here in today's video, we are basically going to discuss kind of sentences. This is the second part of kinds of sentences. Before this, we have already done one type of kind of sentences. Can you guess what was that, or can you recall it? All right. We had already discussed in our previous video that kind of sentences are of two types. The one is according to meaning and the second one is according to structure. As we have already done kinds of sentences according to meaning. So today, in today's video, we are moving towards according to structure. When we talk about the according to structure kind of sentences, so we have basically four different categories: the simple, compound, complex, and the compound complex. Simple sentence. What does it mean by simple sentence or sentences? When we talk about a simple sentence, it is an independent clause with no conjunction or dependent clause. So no conjunction in between clauses. There is just one simple message, one simple verb, and which gives a complete full-fledged meaning. So that's why we call it simple sentence, because in such type of sentence, there is no usage of conjunction in between clauses. For instance, the example number one is, he plays cricket. Subject, verb, object, simple. Then we are selling books in the market. Again, subject, verb, object, and phrase. They did not see us again. You can see in these all three sentences, nowhere we have used conjunction. And there is a just simple one message which has been conveyed and one action is going on. We can't hand it over to you. Again, in this sentence, it is just a simple, one simple message has been forwarded. So in that situation, when we have one simple action, you have to focus on action. How many actions are prevailing? If one action is prevailing, it means you have simple sentence. Compound sentence. When we talk about a compound sentence, it is basically the combination of two clauses. Both are called independent clauses, and such clauses join with the help of a conjunction or a semicolon. When we talk about the compound sentences, we have already discussed that these are basically two independent clauses. These are joined by a conjunction. The question is which type of conjunction? So the answer is compound sentence. In compound sentence, the conjunction which we use, that is basically coordinating conjunction. When we talk about the coordinating conjunction, so keep it remember, whenever we use coordinating conjunctions, these conjunctions always make compound sentences. So for a coordinating conjunction, the easiest formula is, please memorize the FENBOYS. FENBOYS is an acronym, right? It is an acronym, and FENBOYS basically used in compound sentences, and FENBOYS are called coordinating conjunctions. Now let's see, when we talk about the FENBOYS, FENBOYS stand for F for, A and, N nor, B but, O or, Y yet, S so. So when we talk about FENBOYS, there are 7 in number. These are 7 in number. Those are considered coordinating conjunction, and whenever these will use in between two clauses, please keep it. Remember, we are talking about in between two clauses. Whenever these will be used, they will make compound sentence, and the clauses will consider independent clauses. I repeat my words, please make sure whenever FENBOYS will be used in between clauses, not in between phrases or words. Whenever these will use in between clauses, the sentence which will be constructed, that will consider compound sentence. Now see the examples. I forgot my book on the shelf, but my brother collected it. I forgot my book on the shelf. This is the first clause, and it is called independent clause. But is what? But is when boys. My brother collected it. This is another clause. This is also called independent clause, because whenever we use coordinating conjunctions in between two clauses, the clauses will consider independent clauses. I like coffee. I like coffee. I like coffee is the first clause, and Mary likes tea. This and is what? This and is conjunction. Which type of conjunction? Coordinating conjunction. So I like coffee is a one clause which contains subject, verb, object. And this is what? This is basically, it is the example of independent clause. Then the another clause, Mary likes tea. This is another clause. These both are joined with the help of and. This and is what? And is the example of fanboys, means coordinating conjunction. So that's why this sentence is the example of compound sentence. Our car broke down. Our car broke down, semicolon. We came last. Our car broke down. We came last, semicolon, has fulfilled the requirement of conjunction. So there is a possibility in compound sentence that these will be joined with the help of coordinating conjunction, but may be possible semicolon can be used. Our car broke down, or if we don't want to use semicolon, so instead of it, we can use so as a conjunction. So we came last. Let's see the formula. Independent clause first, then coordinating conjunction, and then we have independent clause again. Now see the example. Mary went to work, but John went to the party. Mary went to work. This is independent clause. And John went to the party. Both are independent clauses. They are joined with the help of coordinating conjunction. And what is that? But. So please keep it remember for compound sentence. As many clauses will be used, those will consider independent clauses, and they will join with the help of coordinating conjunction. Then the next, we have complex sentence. A complex sentence consists of an independent clause and a dependent clause. So when we talk about compound sentences are the combination of independent clauses. On the other hand, when we talk about complex sentence, it is a combination of one independent and one dependent clause. And the another fact is, in complex sentences, they basically join with the help of subordinating conjunctions or conjunction. Now see the formula is independent clause plus subordinating conjunction and dependent clause. So keep it remember, subordinating, after subordinating conjunction, we will use dependent clause. Example, we missed our plane. We missed our plane. This is independent clause because it can stand alone. Then it will be joined with the help of because we were late. So the second clause is dependent clause. Dependent clause is a clause which cannot stand alone. So we missed our plane, independent clause, and then subordinating conjunction. And after subordinating conjunction, whatever the clause will be used, that will consider dependent clause. So here one independent and the second one is dependent clause, and these are joined with the help of subordinating conjunction. All right, then complex sentence example, our dog barks when she hears a noise. Our dog barks when she hears a noise. Now see, this is an example of complex sentence, because here it is joined with the help of coordinating or subordinating. Yes, subordinating conjunction. He left in a hurry after he got a phone call. He left in a hurry is what? It is basically one clause, and he got a phone call is another clause. And these both are joined with the help of after a conjunction. And this is what? This is the example of subordinating conjunction. Do you know the man who is talking to Mary? Do you know the man? This is one sentence, one clause. Who is talking to Mary is second clause. So who is what? Who is the example of subordinating conjunction? Now here are some common subordinating conjunctions. After, although, as, because, before, how, if, once, since, than, that, though, till, until. These are those conjunctions, those type of subordinating conjunctions, those are commonly in used. Then sometime in complex sentences join with the help of relative pronouns. So here are the 5 basic relative pronouns. Those are used in complex sentences as a conjunction. And these relative pronouns also fall under the category of subordinating conjunctions. That, which, who, whom, whose. That, which, who, whom, whose. These are the example of relative pronouns. So complex sentence or sentences, they sometimes join with the help of relative pronouns as well. And these relative pronouns also fall under the category of subordinating conjunctions. So if we talk about the little difference between complex and compound, so compound sentences basically join with the help of coordinating conjunction. On the other hand, complex sentences join with the help of what? With the help of subordinating conjunctions. Then fourth category, compound complex sentence. I think after listening the name, you can easily understand what does it mean. It means a compound complex sentence consists of at least 2 independent clauses. Those will be joined with the help of coordinating conjunction and 1 or more dependent clause, and that will be joined with the help of subordinating conjunction. So when we talk about compound and complex sentence, it means it is the combination of at least two independent and 1 or more dependent clauses. Then further, another important thing is this type of sentence is the combination of both type of conjunctions. What are those? Coordinating and subordinating. Now let's see the formula. Independent clause, subordinating conjunction, join, dependent clause, then we have coordinating conjunction, and then we have independent clause, right? If we want, we can change this order. Let's say John didn't come because he was ill, so Mary was not happy. Now see, here independent clause 1 is John didn't come. Subordinating conjunction is because. Dependent clause is he was ill, and then coordinating conjunction is so. And the example of independent clauses, Mary was not happy. So here you can focus. Basically, whenever we talk about the compound complex sentence, it will be the combination of at least 2 independent and 1 dependent clause. And these will be joined with the help of subordinating and coordinating conjunctions both. So these both will be found inside type of sentence. Another example. He left in a hurry after he got a phone call. He left in a hurry after he got a phone call, but he came back 5 minutes later. He left in a hurry is what? It is the example of independent clause after the example of subordinating conjunction. He got a phone call is the example of dependent clause, but is the example of coordinating conjunction, and he came back 5 minutes later. So this is the example of independent clause. The reason, because after Coordinating conjunction, we always have independent clause. So again, compound complex sentence is a combination of compound complex sentences. It contains the attribute of both compound and complex sentences. Reminder, let's see. A dependent clause is also called a subordinating clause. The reason it basically join with the help of subordinating conjunction. So that's why such type of clause can be called a subordinate or subordinating clause. The above sentences are basic examples only. In some cases, other arrangements are possible. For example, if you want, you can use a dependent clause first and independent clause later on. For instance, here we have an example. When she hears a noise, I saw a man. What is this? This is the example of dependent clause first and independent clause later on. But keep it, remember, whenever you will use dependent clause first, dependent clause along with the dependent clause, before it you have to use subordinating conjunction. Conjunction will be moved along with this. Keep it, remember, after subordinating clause subordinating conjunction, we always use dependent clause. So if you will change the order, so you will change the position of the conjunction as well. Test yourself that today you have done kind of sentences according to structure. All right, test yourself. They are laughing at us. Think about it. Which type of sentence is the second one? I saw a man who was laughing at us. Who is here? With the example of relative pronoun. Then we have I like physics, but but is what? Coordinating conjunction. My friend likes chemistry. Who is the example of what? Relative pronoun. Also fall under the category of subordinating conjunction. So think about it. Is it the example of complex, compound, or compound complex? I'm sorry for I didn't help you. I am sorry for I didn't help you. I am sorry is the one clause. I didn't help you, another clause. Join with the help of for. For is the example of coordinating conjunction, fanboys. So is it compound or complex? Think about it. I'm sorry for disturbing you. Here I'm sorry is a sentence, a clause, and then for disturbing you is what? It's a phrase. So is it the example of compound, complex, or simple? Think about it. Keep it, remember, for is considered what? It is considered coordinating conjunction, but you have to think that either it is really used here as a conjunction. Is it really joining two clauses? Already I have asked, I'm sorry is one clause, but for disturbing you is not a clause. So think it, either it is simple, complex, or compound. We help a boy. What did we do? We helped a boy, right? And who was crying. So who was crying is relative. Who is basically relative pronoun. And relative pronoun mean a pronoun which can play the role of pronoun plus conjunction, right? So is it simple, complex, or compound? And you have to check how many actions are prevailing in this sentence and which type of conjunction is used. It will help you out, either it is complex or compound. The next, it is quite hot today, although it is raining. right? Unless you work sincerely, you cannot succeed. Unless, here you can see the conjunction is used in the beginning. So unless you work sincerely, this is the first part, you cannot succeed, the second part. Need to think, unless is subordinating or coordinating, right? Keep it, remember, coordinating conjunctions are 7 in number and they are fanboys. We helped the boy and the boy became happy, which made us happy too. We helped the boy, first clause, first action, and the boy became happy. This is another action, and these two clauses are joined with the help of and, like fanboys, coordinating conjunction. Then the remaining part is which made us happy too, which made us happy, third action. So conjunctions are and which, so you have to think either both conjunctions are from two different categories or are from the same category. Decided. And now let's check the answers. The first one, simple. The second one, complex. Then compound complex, because but and who both are in use. And then the next one is compound. The next, simple, because just one action is prevailing. The second, and then another one is complex. Then another, again complex, because subordinating conjunctions are used. Then we have again complex, because unless is again subordinating conjunction. Then we have compound complex sentence, right? Let's take a quick review. When we talk about the kind of sentences according to structure, there are four types: simple, compound, complex, compound, complex. And when we talk about the simple sentence means we are just talking about one action which is prevailing in any sentence. That is called simple sentence. On the other hand, when we talk about compound sentence, it means we are talking about a sentence which contains at least two independent clauses. Those are joined with the help of coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunction mean we are talking about fanboys. These are 7 in numbers. Then we have complex sentence. In complex sentence, at least we have two independent, in complex sentence we have one dependent and the second independent. So it is a combination of independent and dependent clauses. Those are joined with the help of subordinating conjunctions or conjunction. Compound complex, or its another name is mixed sentence. Another name is composite sentence. Compound complex, it basically has the attribute of compound and complex, both type of sentences, right? So in compound and complex sentence, at least we have two independent and one dependent clause. Those are joined with the help of subordinating and coordinating both conjunctions. So it was all about the kinds of sentences according to structure. Thank you from my side. Hopefully you have got the idea in a right way.